What if the most powerful medicine in the world was never locked inside a pharmacy? What if it was sitting quietly inside your kitchen, inside a simple cup, waiting for you to drink it every single morning? What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, your body contains millions of microscopic repair workers, or called stem cells, and they are desperately waiting for one signal, one trigger, one drink to wake them up and send them rushing through your bloodstream to heal every damaged organ, every broken tissue, every inflamed cell inside your body? What if the scientists who spent decades in the world's most advanced laboratories, Harvard, MIT, the greatest research institutions on this planet, discovered that a completely natural, affordable, and delicious drink has the power to regrow your stem cells, fight cancer, reverse aging, protect your heart, and defend your body against almost every disease known to modern medicine? And what if nobody ever told you about this? Not your doctor, not the news, not the health industry. Because the truth about what your body is truly capable of healing itself is more shocking, more revolutionary, and more life changing than anything you have ever been told before. Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, everything you thought you knew about health, disease, and healing is about to completely change forever. What if the greatest pharmacy on this entire planet was never built with steel and glass, never stocked with synthetic chemicals, never hidden behind a prescription pad? What if it was growing quietly in nature, flowing into a simple cup, and available to every single human being alive today, regardless of their income, their location, or their circumstance? What if your body, this extraordinary, magnificent biological machine you have been living inside your entire life, already contains one of the most advanced self repair systems ever designed in the history of the universe? A system so intelligent, so precise, so breathtakingly powerful that modern science is only just beginning to understand the full depth of what it is capable of doing. And what if one drink, one scientifically studied, research backed, clinically proven drink, holds the key to unlocking that system, to waking up your body's dormant repair army, and to preventing the diseases that are silently killing millions of people every single year? I want to take you on a journey today. Not a journey of speculation or hope or wishful thinking, but a journey backed by hard science, peer reviewed research, and the kind of clinical evidence that changes the way the entire medical world understands human health. Let us begin where this extraordinary story truly begins, inside your bones. Deep within the soft, spongy tissue of your bone marrow, right now, as you sit or stand reading these words, there exists a population of cells so remarkable, so fundamentally powerful, that scientists have described them as nothing short of biological miracles. These are your stem cells, and they are, without exaggeration, the most important cells in your entire body. Your stem cells are your body's master builders, your internal repair crew, your biological renovation team. They are undifferentiated, meaning they have not yet decided what they are going to become. They can transform into heart cells, brain cells, blood vessel cells, liver cells, lung cells, immune cells. They can travel through your bloodstream to the exact site of damage in your body, land there like precision engineers, and begin rebuilding what was broken. They are the reason a child heals from a wound so much faster than an elderly person. They are the reason some people seem to age slowly, while others deteriorate rapidly. They are the reason some individuals survive disease while others succumb to it. The science is absolutely clear on this. The more active, the more abundant, and the more mobilized your stem cells are, the more resilient, the more regenerative, and the more disease resistant your body becomes. But here's where the story becomes both devastating and deeply hopeful at the same time. As we age, as we consume poor diets, as we expose our bodies to environmental toxins, chronic stress, and inflammatory foods and beverages, our stem cells go quiet. They retreat. They reduce in number and in function. And when your stem cells stop working efficiently, your body loses its ability to repair itself. Blood vessels deteriorate. Organs begin to fail silently. The immune system weakens. Disease begins to take hold because your body is fundamentally broken, but because it has lost access to its own repair system. This is where the most extraordinary scientific discovery enters the conversation, and it changes absolutely everything. Researchers studying the relationship between nutrition and cellular biology made a discovery that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. They found that specific natural compounds found in certain drinks, compounds that are already present in foods and beverages consumed by human beings for thousands of years, have the direct, measurable, reproducible ability to mobilize stem cells from bone marrow into the bloodstream. Let that sink in for a moment. A drink, a natural, real, plant based drink, can physically stimulate your bone marrow to release stem cells into your circulation, stem cells that then travel through your body and begin the process of repair, regeneration, and protection. This is not theory. This is not speculation. This is documented, published, peer reviewed science conducted at some of the most prestigious research institutions in the entire world. Let us talk about the most studied of these drinks, the one with more scientific literature behind it than perhaps any other beverage in the history of nutritional medicine: green tea. For thousands of years, green tea has been consumed across Asia. Cultures that have integrated green tea into their daily lives have consistently demonstrated lower rates of cardiovascular disease, lower rates of certain cancers, lower rates of metabolic disorders, and remarkable longevity. For centuries, this was attributed to culture, to lifestyle, to genetics. But science eventually looked deeper, and what it found inside a simple cup of green tea was nothing short of astonishing. Green tea contains a bioactive compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. This is a catechin, a type of polyphenol, and it is one of the most biologically active natural molecules ever identified in human nutrition. EGCG does not simply act as an antioxidant, neutralizing free radicals in a passive defensive way. EGCG actively engages with your cellular biology at the most fundamental level. Clinical research has demonstrated that EGCG directly stimulates the mobilization of endothelial progenitor cells, a specific population of stem cells responsible for repairing and regenerating blood vessels from the bone marrow into the bloodstream. Published research documented that individuals who consumed green tea regularly showed measurably higher numbers of circulating stem cells compared to those who did not. More stem cells in circulation means more repair capacity. More repair capacity means more protection against the diseases that steal years from human lives. But the story of green tea and stem cells goes even deeper, even more remarkable, even more scientifically profound. EGCG has been shown in multiple studies to activate a gene pathway called the WNT signaling pathway, one of the most ancient and fundamental biological communication systems in the human body. When this pathway is activated, stem cells receive a direct biological signal, a molecular command, to proliferate, to mobilize, and to begin the work of tissue regeneration. Additionally, EGCG has demonstrated the ability to influence angiogenesis, the process by which your body grows new blood vessels. And this is where the conversation becomes particularly critical, because angiogenesis is one of the most important biological processes in the entire context of disease and health. Your body needs blood vessels to live. Every organ, every tissue, every cell in your body depends on a network of blood vessels to deliver oxygen and nutrients and to remove waste. When blood vessels are damaged, diseased, or insufficient, tissues begin to die. When blood vessels grow abnormally, as they do in tumor development, disease advances. The ability to regulate angiogenesis, to encourage healthy new vessel growth while simultaneously inhibiting abnormal vessel growth that feeds tumors, is one of the most powerful protective mechanisms in the entire domain of preventive medicine. Green tea's EGCG has been documented in scientific literature to do exactly this. It supports healthy angiogenesis in damaged tissues while demonstrating anti-angiogenic effects in cancer cell environments. It essentially helps your body's vascular system grow where it should and stop where it should not. Published research from institutions studying cancer biology showed that EGCG inhibited the growth of blood vessels that feed tumor cells, literally starving cancer at its root, while simultaneously supporting the regeneration of healthy vasculature in normal tissues. This dual action, regenerative in healthy tissue, protective against disease, is the hallmark of the most powerful biological interventions known to science. And it is available right now in a cup of green tea. But we are only beginning to understand the full picture of what science has discovered about drinks and stem cell regeneration. Let us talk about the gut microbiome. because what happens in your gut has a direct, documented, scientifically proven connection to what happens with your stem cells. Your gut is home to approximately 38 trillion microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microbial life that collectively form what scientists call the gut microbiome. This microbiome is not simply a digestive aid, it is one of the most active regulatory systems in your entire body. It communicates with your immune system, your nervous system, your endocrine system. And research has now confirmed that it communicates directly with your bone marrow, influencing stem cell production and release. When your gut microbiome is healthy, diverse, and well nourished, it produces short chain fatty acids and other signaling molecules that travel through the bloodstream and stimulate bone marrow stem cell activity. When your gut microbiome is damaged by poor diet, antibiotics, chronic stress, alcohol, processed food, this signaling breaks down. Stem cell production declines. Regenerative capacity is compromised. Certain drinks are extraordinarily powerful in nourishing and diversifying the gut microbiome, and through that pathway, they activate stem cell regeneration. Kefir, a fermented milk drink rich in live probiotic bacteria, has been studied for its impact on gut microbiome health and its downstream effects on immune stem cell populations. Research has demonstrated that regular kefir consumption increases the diversity of beneficial gut bacteria, reduces intestinal inflammation, and supports the production of immune cells from hematopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow. The gut bone marrow axis, the direct communication highway between your gut microbiome and your stem cell production center, responds measurably and reproducibly to the regular consumption of probiotic rich fermented drinks. Then there is pomegranate juice, a beverage that has generated extraordinary scientific interest in recent years because of a compound that its unique combination of bioactive molecules can trigger your gut bacteria to produce. When you drink pomegranate juice, the polyphenols it contains travel into your gut, where specific bacteria metabolize them into a compound called urolithin A. Urolithin A is remarkable. It is one of the very few naturally derived compounds that has been clinically shown to activate a process called mitophagy, the cellular cleaning and recycling of damaged mitochondria, which is one of the fundamental processes of cellular aging and degeneration. But here is where it connects directly to stem cells. Published research demonstrated that urolithin A activates muscle stem cells, called satellite cells, improving their regenerative capacity. This research, published in peer reviewed scientific journals, showed that urolithin A, produced from pomegranate polyphenols by your gut bacteria, improved muscle stem cell function, enhanced mitochondrial health, and reduced markers of cellular aging. In human clinical trials, individuals supplemented with urolithin A showed significant improvements in muscle strength, endurance, and cellular health, outcomes that directly map to stem cell activation. Drinking pomegranate juice, then, is not simply consuming a pleasant ruby red beverage. It is providing your gut microbiome with the raw materials to produce a compound that physically reactivates your muscle stem cells, which is why populations consuming pomegranate regularly throughout their lives consistently demonstrate better physical function, better muscle preservation, and better health outcomes as they age. But let us not stop there, because the science extends further into one of the most consumed and most misunderstood beverages in the modern world: coffee. Billions of people begin their day with coffee, and for decades it was viewed with suspicion by the health community, associated with anxiety, cardiovascular stress, and sleeplessness. But the science of the past 2 decades has completely transformed our understanding of coffee's biological effects. And among the most stunning findings is coffee's relationship with stem cells and disease prevention. Coffee contains over 1,000 distinct bioactive compounds: chlorogenic acids, caffeic acid, trigonelline, melanoidins, many of which have profound effects on cellular biology. Research published in peer reviewed journals has documented that regular coffee consumption is associated with lower rates of type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, certain liver diseases, and several cancers. And at least part of this protection is now understood to operate through coffee's impact on cellular regeneration and gut microbiome health. Chlorogenic acid, one of coffee's most abundant polyphenols, has been shown to support endothelial cell health and blood vessel regeneration. Coffee consumption has been associated with higher circulating levels of endothelial progenitor cells, those same blood vessel repair stem cells mobilized by green tea, suggesting a similar stem cell activating mechanism operating through a different molecular pathway. Furthermore, Coffee's complex polyphenols serve as powerful prebiotic compounds, feeding and diversifying the gut microbiome in ways that support the gut bone marrow signaling axis, further amplifying the stem cell regeneration benefits already described. A landmark study demonstrated that moderate coffee consumers had significantly more diverse gut microbiomes than non consumers. And microbiome diversity, as the science consistently shows, is one of the strongest predictors of long term health, disease resistance, and biological resilience. Now, I want to address something that science has made profoundly clear, something that carries perhaps the most important practical implication of everything we have discussed today. The disease prevention power of these drinks does not operate in isolation. It operates as part of a comprehensive, interconnected biological system. And the key to unlocking the maximum benefit from stem cell activation through nutrition is consistency, variety, and the cumulative effect of these bioactive compounds interacting synergistically with your body's natural systems over time. Green tea consumed daily, pomegranate juice incorporated regularly, coffee consumed in moderate, mindful amounts, kefir or fermented drinks included as part of a gut supportive dietary pattern. These are not isolated interventions. They are components of a regenerative lifestyle, a way of eating and drinking that keeps your stem cell production active, your blood vessels healthy, your gut microbiome diverse, and your body's disease defense systems operating at their highest possible level. The science also makes something else unmistakably clear, and this is a truth that is both sobering and profoundly empowering. Every single day, with every single sip, you are making a decision about your biology. You are either sending your body messages of regeneration, repair, and resilience, or you are sending it messages of inflammation, degeneration, and disease vulnerability. There is no neutral ground. Your biology is always listening. Your stem cells are always responding. Your gut microbiome is always reacting. The question is never whether your drinks are affecting your health, and they always are. The only question is whether you are choosing drinks that move your biology in the direction of healing or in the direction of harm. The evidence is not ambiguous. The science is not preliminary. The research is not fringe. The documented, reproducible, clinically verified reality is this: what you drink has the power to wake up your stem cells, rebuild your blood vessels, diversify your microbiome, regulate your angiogenesis, activate your cellular repair systems, and dramatically reduce your risk of the diseases that represent the greatest threats to human life and longevity in the modern world. You do not need to wait for a pharmaceutical breakthrough. You do not need to wait for a new technology to emerge from a laboratory. The technology is already here. It has been here for thousands of years. It is growing in fields and gardens and mountainsides across this planet. It is processed into drinks that are available in every market in every country at a price that almost everyone can afford. The question that science now places before every single one of us, not as a philosophical question, but as a daily, practical, life changing choice, is simply this: what will you drink today? Because what you drink today is speaking directly to your stem cells. It is sending signals to your bone marrow. It is feeding or starving the bacteria that communicate with your immune system. It is protecting or neglecting the blood vessels that supply oxygen to your heart and your brain. It is choosing, in the most literal biological sense, between a future of greater health and a future of avoidable disease. This is what science has proven. This is what the research has documented. This is what the clinical evidence demands that we take seriously. Not someday, not eventually, not after disease has already arrived, but now, today, with the very next cup you raise to your lips. Your body was designed to heal. Your stem cells were designed to regenerate. Your gut was designed to communicate health to every organ and tissue inside you. And nature, in its extraordinary, generous, scientifically validated wisdom, has provided the drinks that activate all of it. The pharmacy was never in the pill bottle. It was always in the cup. What we have explored today is not a collection of wellness trends or dietary fads. It is the cutting edge of regenerative medicine translated into the most practical, accessible, and form possible. Science has confirmed what ancient wisdom always suggested: that the body possesses an extraordinary capacity to heal, repair, and regenerate itself, and that the drinks we consume daily either awaken or suppress that capacity. Green tea mobilizes your stem cells. Pomegranate juice, through urolithin A, reactivates your muscle regeneration systems. Kefir nourishes the gut bone marrow axis. Coffee diversifies your microbiome and supports vascular repair. These are not opinions. They are documented biological realities supported by peer reviewed research published in the world's most respected scientific journals. The most revolutionary act of preventive medicine available to you today does not require a hospital appointment, a prescription, or an expensive procedure. It requires a cup. It requires knowledge, and it requires the daily decision to honor the extraordinary biological intelligence of your own body by giving it the natural compounds it was designed to respond to. Your stem cells are waiting. Your gut microbiome is listening. Your blood vessels are ready to be repaired. Your body's self healing system is standing by, and all it needs is the signal. You now know what that signal is. You now know what the science says. You now have the knowledge that changes everything. So go. Make the cup that wakes up your biology. Drink the drink that science has proven can regenerate, protect, and heal. And do it not as an act of desperation, but as an act of profound self respect, because you now understand with scientific certainty exactly how extraordinary your body truly is. Thank you so much for being here today and for giving your time and attention to something that has the genuine power to change the quality and the length of your life. The fact that you are here, that you are curious, that you are willing to learn and to apply this knowledge tells me everything about the kind of person you are, someone who values their health, their future, and their life enough to seek the truth. That is not small, that is everything. Take this knowledge and use it. Share it with the people you love. Begin today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not after the next holiday. Today, because your biology does not wait for the perfect moment. It responds to this moment. Go well, be well. And thank you from the very bottom of my heart for listening. Good luck on your journey toward the healthiest, most regenerated, most vibrant version of yourself. The science says it is absolutely possible, and now so do you.